Jonathan Zaghi. I'm a landscape architect with Ground Cubed, and I was basically involved starting with the idea of landscape as a nurturing and a healing place. There's these pavilions, and these gathering areas around them, but they also allow for smaller moments. We want to make sure that there's different shrubs flowering at different times of year, so there's always interest. There's strategic stuff. We've had things at different colors, different expressions throughout the year, and character, scent, smell, all these sensory things. Depending on the ability or the independence of the patient, there's like areas with fencing, there's areas with wayfinding components, and there's open exploration area. So you can have them in a situation where the family member or the caregiver can take a moment for themselves. More emphasis on providing a safe place for the patient, but providing relevant space for the caregivers and the family members. Intergenerational might have been a better word for how we decided to say, first of all, okay, we want to make this space for everyone. It has a playground, active moments, it has areas where you can rest, it has areas that encourage movement, it has smaller scale spaces like for intimate moments. Say someone needs to cry and get it all out, like you just need that moment alone. We wanted to make it like home. It's about making them comfortable and being in that space and not trying to redirect. How can we use aspects of the landscape that might be, these triggers or these things that might recall moments of happiness wherever they are, right? It doesn't matter that they're not in the moment, right? But they are in a moment.
There's always design decisions that have to be made, and it's often done in consultation with our stakeholders, our key interest groups, and then often following the advice of our designers. Having them guide our processes around engagement and research and that kind of things. We also partnered with Alzheimer's Calgary and Dementia Network Calgary. There's a very rigorous engagement and research component that led into the design of the park. Our role was making sure that everyone was at the table. We got all the information that we needed from them to make sure that we were understanding the needs of people with dementia and their families and caregivers that will also use the space, but also just making sure that we're developing a park that's going to be great for the public and for the surrounding community. The way that it's going to be beneficial to people, like our sort of target demographic, is the general public at large, for sure, but also specifically this niche group of underserved folks who either have dementia, their families are impacted by dementia, their caregivers are impacted by dementia. And I think what we're doing here is providing an opportunity for them to enjoy a public space with a bit more autonomy in a way that feels comfortable to them, their caregivers.
I think it's the first and maybe more than Canada. I hope it becomes something more. This park's greatest responsibility is to show that there's a need for this and that the landscape can heal and benefit, and this should be the model going forward.
I think that's the very unique thing that you could take away from this project, is that you can serve specific segments of society in a very empathetic way without jeopardizing or sacrificing the rest of the general public's experience within the park.